10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3, 2,
1.
0.
All right. Hello, and welcome to another round of the Wildcard Tourney for Dash League Network. I'm currently in the booth with FireHorse here. We're expecting Vert here in a few minutes, but looks like not Gollin just put up the server, so we're just waiting for everyone to trickle in and get this show on the road. We have an exciting matchup today, Loop versus Southern Cross. Now, this isn't the first time these two teams have met on the battlefield. They've met during the season, and Loop narrowly took it for the win there. So this is Southern Cross's second attempt here to see if they can knock Loop out and make their way into playoffs. Looking at the final seeding, since we're done with our season 4, and right now we're just doing our wild card tournament just to see who makes it into the playoffs. We see that finishing up, Southern Cross finished up in 8th place and Loop finished up in 7th. Since these two teams are the next two, besides the top 6 teams, whoever wins this match automatically gets a place into the playoffs. The loser of this match, whether it be Loop or Southern Cross, will have to face the winner of the 9th and 10th that went on earlier today. Now, I won't spoil that for you just in case you haven't seen it. You can check out live spoilers, or actually, no, we're showing the bracket, aren't we? Yeah. All right. In that case, I will spoil it. So Supernova took that match. It was close, but they won. So the loser of this matchup here will face Supernova, and between those two, so let's say, for instance, Loop loses this time, Southern Cross gets its revenge, then Southern Cross still has another chance to make it into playoffs. Her map pool. I see you added in Dust Park. Hopefully, yeah, that would be a fun tiebreaker. I'd love to see that one. That would definitely. Uh-oh. And we're back. Everyone just still trickling in. Do it. And it looks like we got Verts in the booth.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome, welcome. Good to have you.
Nice to be here. Let's do it.
So as I was saying, we've already love it. I just got word from Willow. They're probably going to need the full 15 minutes to get time, so we'll have to fill in the space a little bit. Like I was saying, this is a pretty crucial match for both these teams. These guys have to, the winner here will immediately go into playoffs. The other team will get another chance to face Supernova, who was the winner of the 10th and 9th spot of the wild card. And once again, these teams have not, this is not the first time these teams have gone up against each other. They have faced each other, and it was a win for Loop. So I guess the question today is, will Loop be able to carry the win the second time here, or will Southern Cross manage to get their revenge?
It was a crazy good match, that first one, but hey, I jumped in just to give you all a heads up. Big Wolf is stuck in traffic, and Swervo decided to go on vacation to Europe or something, like so selfish. And so we will be allotting the first 15 minutes here, just a heads up, to try to give Jake enough chance to get home. But that 15 minutes will be starting no matter the case. So
All right, well,
I appreciate the update, Fathead.
so heads up.
hopefully we get you a good
Hopefully
show.
you get 5 at least.
Yep.
Man, that would be rough. You can really
coming
need
in
to
ice
grip
cold.
for- Yeah, yeah. Coming in ice cold, but even for them right now, I think getting their 5th end is going to be even the bigger concern. Because I mean, the last time they went up against Southern Cross, they had both Jake Wolf and Swervo, and those were both crucial players for their gameplay here. So
Yep, Swervo known for her shock use.
absolutely.
Gets crazy amount of kills, hold down areas, so I know she's been working on that for a long time and definitely comes into play a lot during these matchups.
Do we know? Did you already show what maps we're doing? What servers? Looks like we got a launch pad, waterway, and stadium here. So we've seen Southern Cross this season do some really crazy stuff on Launchpad. If they get server advantage on Launchpad, they've been able to break checkpoint against. And we are in Sydney, so this is probably not in Loop's best interest here. They're gonna have to pull out some crazy strats, some crazy gameplay in order to make up for this massive ping advantage here. But I mean, it goes to show Southern Cross on their home field are definitely belong in a Dasher tier.
Oh, yeah.
When they face.
Yeah, we can see the players on screen.
And
Yep, see everyone on screen. We can see their matchups, who they've won against, who they've lost against. So a lot of good battles for Loop.
And even though you see these 2-0 losses against some of the top teams, that doesn't really paint the full picture, just how close it was for each of these. These guys are very, very well organized. They've practiced
Wasn't
a
it
lot.
wasn't it Abyss versus Other that was a really solid matchup?
It was, and it was after the shock was removed as well. They managed to, and this is Other that we're talking about, one of the top 4 teams, one of the longest teams in the league here, vet team. They managed to hold them at checkpoint on Abyss, which is an incredible feat. So these guys have, I want to say this is their 2nd season. These guys have made a lot of progress just in the time that they've been playing. They did get Fathead, who's a heavy hitter for the league. But that being said, their teamwork and coordination and the dedication they put in this season has been incredible. But on the flip side, yeah, Well, on the flip side, Southern Cross has also made some incredible, incredible uh, performances this season. I know when we faced them on Launchpad on their home server, they got past our checkpoint, and I think they got to the 86%. So these guys are not they're contenders for sure. And I've already played Loop. They've already won at least one map against them. The stadium that they did have server preference, and it was still a very close stadium. So I guess the big question today is it going to be close again, or will they be able to pull out a win finally? So we'll see.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of solid players. We played them just the other night, and I don't think we got 100% on checkpoint. So they were definitely holding us off. Some really solid defense they had set up. We were playing on the Sydney server, which is definitely a different experience. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for a Loop in that gameplay and that setting. But Southern Cross, doesn't matter about the ping, doesn't matter about the server. They are killers. They have really changed their gameplay over this past season. A lot of people have been talking about how much they've improved, not only individual skill-wise, but as a team. So have seen some fantastic gameplay from them over this whole entire season. And this should be a super solid matchup. I guess, are they going to be swapping servers as we go back between Payload and Domination?
Well, we'll more than likely expect a server change. The real question is, if they do get to a tiebreaker, what will that server be? Last time it was Sydney. Will it be San Jose this time? I guess it really depends on what negotiations resulted in.
Nope, good point, because the match we just did earlier today was TVDI versus Black, and I believe that they stayed on the same server, which was more on the favoring Black. Not to say that's the only reason why they won, but definitely a factor we got to think about.
Definitely.
Also, they only could field 4 players, and TVDI gave them, they dropped a player to be 4v4. So hopefully we don't see something like that here. But yeah, interesting to see if they even did the negotiations for control point, as I know most teams don't even expect to get to that point. Looks like we've got some people creeping in. Not Golem and Fathead are in. Right now we've got Universal, Rapscallion, Crash Zone, and Axion. So they are definitely getting set up. So like they said, probably going to utilize the full 15 minutes before they do jump into this game. And so what was that? Did you say it was Launchpad, Waterway, and Control Point? Is that correct?
Yep. Those are our matchups for today.
Nice. So I'm expecting to see both teams hit checkpoint. With this kind of even matchup. I think you said that they did make it through last time, so interested to see how they start off. It looks like Southern Cross is going to be defending to begin, so we're going to see, I'm sure, a lot of different explosives coming from them. So for Loop, with a little bit of a ping disadvantage, it's going to be interesting to see how they get them cleared out at the beginning of the map. And then how are they going to play it out, right? Are they going to be super aggressive? Are they going to hang back and try to control different areas? Interested to see what Loop has planned here. Definitely thinking about what server they're on and the team that they're playing against.
Absolutely. And they also have to make adjustments for their roster change as well. They don't have Swervo today, so there's that big loss in their top lineup that they have to consider. Who are they going to bring in, or who are they going to put on heavies? So that's all considerations they got to discuss probably last second, just because these last changes here.
No, and they do make a big difference, and that's a big gap to fill because she gets a lot of work done with those shocks, and so I'm interested to see who they have come in. Looks like Willow's finally jumping into the match. So we are slowly filling up Southern Cross. Looks like they do have their full team in. See Rapscallion and Rembrandt. So it looks like the full team is going to be Universal, Rapscallion, Crash Zone, Axion, and Rembrandt for Southern Cross. And then I believe we heard Not Golem, Fathead, Willow said that Jake Wolf was coming in, and I'm interested to see who the 5th will be for Loop.
One interesting thing is I'm surprised that they're not bringing in Jedi early on for their payload. He's typically one of their heavy hitters for their payload maps. I wonder if it's a availability thing. So for them, at least, it's not their top lineup today, at least historically.
No, good call out. Yeah, shout out to Jedi. Always fun battling you in pubs. Always a lot of fun to play with Jedi whenever we're in there together. So next up, we've got intense 3-person conversation going on here between Loop. Looking a little lonely on the Loop side right now, but we will have a couple more teammates flowing in before we jump into this map. So interesting to see exactly how they're going to be pushing out, what kind of roles each person's going to be playing. Like you said, Swervo's not going to be there, so What kind of gap is that going to fill? What role does she normally play on the offensive and defensive for payload? So really interested to see how this match turns out. And I know we talked about this last match. You know, FireHorse, do you know the historical between these teams? Like, what was the actual maps that they played? And was it Launchpad? Was it Waterway? I'm just interested to know if we can pull that data up.
From what I was saying, they did a canyon, waterway, and a stadium. So for their canyon, they managed to hold Southern Cross at checkpoint. I'm guessing they had server advantage there. I think they got to around 98, or no, sorry, 95. So they did hold them. However, on the waterway, Southern Cross 3-1 them, and I'm guessing the server swapped there. So big difference. In Southern Cross have done a lot of, have also shown some really great domination performances. I believe they beat last season on a waterway with their server advantage. So these guys are, they're a force to reckon with. And that stadium, which I'm assuming was, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming it was a Sydney server, but Loop still managed to pull up the win there, 300. They've got a really good stadium strat. So that's something Southern Cross is going to have to, hopefully they've watched, they've prepared for, and brought something new to the table today.
Yeah, no, I'm looking actually just in the background here, pulling up the stats, which I'm sure you're looking at too. And yeah, 300, 286. So that's a good battle for control point. Really cool to see that they went that far. And just looking at that, you know, a lot of button presses across the board for Southern Cross. It looks like you got 3 main button pressers from each team. So interesting that they kind of have a very similar setup with 2 people, you know, Universal and Rapscallion. Only a handful of button presses. He's 10 and 3, so they're definitely on the outskirts getting kills. And then same thing, Scoops and Fathead for Loop are just on the outskirts, just, you know, nonstop killing. So interesting to see how that works out. And on Waterway, yeah, a lot of button presses across the board. Looking at the numbers here, there were a lot of counters. For Loop, Saltus Maximus with 11 counters. That's a lot of counters that he got, so well done there.
And it looks like that's who they're bringing in today. So we see some Saltus Maximus action. Should be good.
No, super nice. And yeah, and on the waterway that we watched earlier today, I mean, you know, KD isn't everything. Black had the lower KD, and they ended up winning that map, flipping things around mid-game. So interested to see how these teams adjust as well, because, you know, once again, once the first arrow flies, you know, all the strategy goes out the window. Granted, you do need to make adjustments on the fly, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what they do in these maps if we do see things turn around mid-map. And, you know, wondering, it looks like they got 95% versus 39%. So I guess on the last canyon, Southern Cross was held pre-checkpoint, like you said. So looks like Loop might be a little bit stronger on the payload map, and then Southern Cross potentially stronger on the waterway. But like you said, was that just the way the game was playing that day, or was that the servers they were on? So unfortunately, I don't think I can see the server here on the previous details.
Are we able to pull FireHorse? Are we able to pull up the scoreboard? Take a look at what server they picked for today. Sydney server. So yeah, preference. Dallas for the waterway. Yeah, and once again, Southern Cross on a Sydney server. Probably their best feat was against Team NM. Just, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, they managed to get all the way to 85% on a launchpad. So these guys,
Oh wow!
Yeah, they've really figured out their launchpad game. And it looks like they are starting a 4v5. So.
Oh man, they are going for it.
Yeah, odds are not in Loop's favor. Jake Wolf has got to get back into this. It looks like Southern Cross did give him the 1 minute warning, and I don't blame him. This is a wild card match. You got to play to your advantages.
Yep, no, it should be interesting. So we got things starting off. Looks like we have Knock All right in the cart, which we've seen historically. Universal and team getting set up. Axion with double staples. Haven't seen staples in a while. Rocking those gold staples. Yeah, gold staples. Love it. This will be gold guns everywhere. Rembrandt getting prepped on this health pack, and we are on the way. So Rembrandt is holding down this house area, coming in for the first dive on cart with the shocks. Does not get the kill, but Luke Golem is still alive. Knock Golem jumping on and off. Willow getting the clear, though. That was a key clear on the shock user right there. We have one more person down the bottom of this house, Rapscallion. So Willow, great job there, getting a 2K on 2 heavy weapons users dancing around that house. And so now they are at 4v5, but looks like they got the full initial clear. Southern Cross has been wiped, and now they're starting to take some space.
Yeah, great initial push by Loop here, and we saw a lot of really experienced card play. They're dodging off card, getting the clear. I mean, these guys have put in the work. It's showing today.
Yep, and just even right there, a little dodge by Knockout. Like, that is not easy, dodging those rockets, especially with this ping differential. You know, definitely not easy to do. Rapscallion, though, coming in here, sneaking around, getting that kill with the rockets on cart. Loop, though, doing a good job keeping someone on cart, though it is just initially cleared right there. Obviously, Loop has the, huge spot advantage right now, being able to jump back on cart quickly. But we are seeing a little bit of stoppage on this cart. Granted, it is a 4v5, so that is to be expected. But right now, few seconds there. Doesn't seem like a lot on the payload, but that is going to make a big difference as we're getting towards checkpoint.
Yeah, at 446, 445, they're wanting to even be on incline at this point. So they're at least 15 to 20 seconds behind pace. And this early on, that's not boding well for them.
Yep, and we did see a small double stack there by Loop, but once again, they recognize they do need to push forward, do need to take some space. But it is going to be tough if they've only got one person riding cart. So quick on and off by the car, quick double stack here with Willow. So definitely getting some work done. 4:20 left, as we're looking to be around the bend around between 4 minutes and 3:30. So a little bit behind, but still not too bad for a 4v5.
Still making up pace. However, we're seeing a good setup here by then Cross. Actually taking down the rockets, which will be good for Luke here. But in the past just few minutes here, we've seen Southern Cross with hyper aggression here, constantly having people in the area. So Loop of, you got to really choose how many people are they going to put as a disruption. Are they going to send multiple people after the rockets, or are they going to stay back?
Yeah, and great rocket kill by Rapscallion, getting that car clear. Almost killed himself on Crash Zone. Gotta watch out for the friendly fire there with rockets. So right now we do have some solid stoppage on the cart right now. Looking at the minimap, looks like Loop's getting set up for the next push. We did have someone from Southern Cross standing on the cart. They did get taken out. Willow looping around the backside here, getting this double stack on the cart. But Rembrandt just diving in immediately, trying to get that cart stoppage. So, 4v5 numbers, not helping out Loop right now. But besides that, Southern Cross doing a great job jumping on cart and actually getting rockets there as well.
Yeah, and this stop right now is being really, really heavy against them. They're about 45 seconds behind pace, and we're not seeing the cart move hardly at all. Southern Cross setting up this massive defense here. They are sending people after the rockets here, but they've got to make some clears. They got to make some pace. This is not looking good for them.
No, agreed. Yeah, definitely not looking good. And the cart's been stopping for quite some time. Rapscallion trying to see how many times has he died. 5 times, so 12 and 5 for him. He's definitely getting work done. Gold Rockets diving in on that cart. Someone touches the cart, immediately dies. Once again, second guy going down. So, unfortunately did not get the quick rocket dodge there. Once again, not easy to do, especially with the ping diff right now. Small motion. They were able to turn the corner slightly, so it makes it a little bit harder for people coming in to get the kill. Knockout, trying to do some offensive rockets, doing a suicide clear on the cart. But right now, yeah, lots of stoppage. 2:25 left, and they are not even under the SMG bridge yet.
Yeah, Southern Cross not giving up any inches here. They're putting everything into this performance here. They got people on the sidelines. They got the rockets. I don't envy the position that we're in right now.
No, definitely not a good place to be, but they are jumping on the cart, getting work done. We are seeing some solid cart motion. 2 people on cart right now, 1 person diving for and trying to get the rocket user. Unfortunately, jumping off cart there for a second, looking for the kill. Does get taken out, so, little moments like that, they're going to need every inch as we pushed in towards this first checkpoint with only 1 minute and 45 left.
Crash set up in a corner here. Probably a really good play by her. And when the cart starts to get around this bridge, this is when you set up in corners and maybe give up a little bit of the sight lines, maybe a little bit of the aggression and start putting people on cart. But with their number advantage, they may not need to put anyone on cart. Might be able to hold them just as the way they've been doing.
Yeah, and just like you called out last game, Rapscallion shooting those rockets up at the ceiling of the SMG bridge, able to get that kill. Looks like we've got shocks as well, focusing down that cart. Constant barrages on this cart. We've got 1 minute left under SMG bridge. Right now, Crash Zone looking down this sight line, trying to continuously bounce up and try to get a peek, get a shot, and jumping down again. S-Max, though, does get the kill on Crash Zone, waiting and looking down that sight line. Good headshot there, pushing into this cart. But we still have rockets up. Rapscallion just non-stop staying alive. 19 and 6, only died once since last time we were watching him play. So right now, we got 46 seconds left. Loop gonna need a rocket clear and also get a triple stack on this cart to even have a chance at getting checkpoint.
And with only half a minute remaining, they've got maybe 3-4 pushes left, but they're barely able to touch before they're getting cleared. Except we're seeing a little bit of a movement here. Oh, it was a really good push up.
Somehow with rockets and shocks just constantly barraging the car. I don't know how they stayed alive there. But, you know, we're able to do it. Crash Zone looks like going back to actually get some shocks right there. Loop Fathead trying to get some work done on the bottom screen. We do get someone finally jumping on cart, but like you said before, someone tucked in the corner waiting for the person to hit cart. Shocks, rockets flying all over the place. Someone standing on cart. You know, Southern Cross is just really pulling out some top-tier play right now.
All right, see if we get this overtime.
That's it. Oh, did get one touch on the overtime,
Good.
but that is it. So we are at 32%. That is a tough one. And granted, they did go in 5v4. Yeah, so that's going to be tough for them to hold.
Switching sides.
And all that Southern Cross has to do, and it looks like this is the first team we've seen yet that has appropriately done it. But all they have to do is just touch that, and the map is over. So.
Yep. Oh yeah, because no league payload on for this one.
No league payload. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, definitely not needed since we're not running with MMR. So TBDI got that extra push in the last game, but yeah, once Southern Cross hits that point, this game will be over. So right now, looks like everyone is getting set up with their heavy weapons. We're watching Knock Golem here at the bottom screen, grabbing some rockets. Flipping over to... Oh, looks like this match has already started on this portion of the match. Rapscallion diving in, trying to get a quick kill, does get a clear. Looks like we've got 2 team members from Loop already down. Cart is cruising out right now. Rapscallion pushing forward, getting that push. Diving up on this health pack, trying to maintain upper top control for this section of the map. Fathead diving in, getting ready to do his first push on the cart. Looks like he has double SMGs. Randomly see him do that, but quickly taken out by Axion. So right now, 4v5. Oh, Jake Wolf is finally in. Okay, Jake, what do you got, buddy? Come save your team. They need you.
Hopefully it's not too late. They're still going to have to make an incredible hold here to stop a team that has managed to go 85% against TMNM at checkpoint. This is going to have to be the hold of the century.
Yeah, and it was well before checkpoint too. They were like right after the SMG bridge, so this is going to be tough. You know, looking in on Axion right now, getting some... Oh, remember she's on top of the ledge here. Oh, good quick kill on Max right now. Looks like the cart is still moving. 2 people focus around the cart at all times, but thankfully we do have Jake Wolf in. You know, coming in 2 and 3, definitely not bad for coming in ice cold playing on Sydney. But yeah, we are going to need some solid play from Loop to try to get this down. Do see our first rockets diving in on the cart. A little bit of cart stoppage right now, so they're at 440 at the moment. Coming down the kill. Oh, battering rammed one of his own teammates. Uni, that was your friend. And sometimes the cart's going to get even your buddies. Knock Golem coming in with these rockets, quickly taken out by Universal.
Nasty curve.
Yeah, that was a sick curve for sure. But already party bust, not party, but you know, single, double stacking it down around the corner. 1 person on cart right now, 2 people on cart. So yeah, Southern Cross is not messing around. They know it's a 5v5 now, and they are pushing for this win.
Making incredible time here. This is above checkpoint pace. They're well over about a minute that was at when they were pushing. So these guys are making the pace that they're wanting right now.
Yep, and Fathead coming in does get a quick one, I believe 2K, but is taken out by Rapscallion and team. Knock Golem, great work, single rocketing it right now, just trying to keep a barrage on the cart. He is pushing forward, probably going to go for that second rocket. Oh, getting aggressive with these rockets. You know, but that's what they're going to need right now to hold this team before they get to, I want to say it was the 25% mark, so that's, or apologies, 32% mark. So right now we do have some cart stoppage.
Yeah, I was really surprised he was able to survive all of that. It was an extremely aggressive play along the rail, but I guess he just managed to slip into the red army there and stay alive.
Yep, and Willow, great disruption here. 1K, 2K is taken up by Crash Zone when he was super low, but still great work by him. Right now we're at 315 going under the SMG bridge right now, so this is not looking good for Loop at the moment. We do see people already diving on the cart, trying to make sure it does not get any motion. But right here, even these small moments where someone's not on the cart, it's just going to be inches that they can't give up right now.
Had looking to push up here, but right now they've got no one on cart, which isn't just, yeah, you can't do that when you have inches.
Agreed. Yeah, no, you got to make sure you're holding every inch, making them fight for everything. So Knock Golem got double rockets here, getting set up. We do have somebody standing on the cart right now, but Rembrandt coming in from behind, getting a kill on the rocket guy. 2K jumping on the cart.
Huge flank here, and we're seeing a huge push by Southern Cross, and it is moving. It is party busting. They are inches away, and that's it. Wow, that huge flank by Rembrandt secures them this 230 win on a launch pad. Which it goes to show, like, server advantage, numbers advantage. It's just not surprising at all. Yep. Southern Cross take this map.
Yep, Southern Cross definitely upping in their game. You know, not a lot of mistakes by Southern Cross on that map, but go ahead and jump out, pop out with the scores for us, Castle.
Yep. All right, we got Fathead leading the map, 30-27 on Sydney. A good showing by him. On also top scoring. However, Uni top scoring and top fragging for his team, 4,000 and 35-23. A really good showing by Uni. Second fragging is actually Rapscallion, but closely followed by the rest of their players. So it's really strong performance for Southern Cross. All right,
Yep.
We're gonna head towards our waterway, do a server change to Dallas here, and we'll see if Loop can get the revenge and see if they get back in this game.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I mean, that was a very, very quick launch pad. You know, we've been doing League Payload Mutator, you know, the whole entire season. Then at this point, you know, like you said, it doesn't matter. We're not fighting for MMR. We are just fighting for the W to get out of the wildcard match into the main brackets. So, you know, great first win by Southern Cross. Unfortunate that Loop was only able to field 4 at the beginning, but unfortunately rules are rules, and they called the time. And so, you know, Loop keeping it classy, not trying to extend out. Thankfully, Jake Wolf did jump in at the end. Unfortunately, just a little bit too late. You know, coming in ice cold, obviously not going to be easy. And so now they've got to jump into a waterway. So interested to see what happens on this waterway, and which I guess we'll see in a moment which server we're jumping to next. All right, FireHorse, and can you show us where are we at now? We are at Dallas. I can tell by your 200 ping now. That's what it's like. No, we had a fun match the other night with our Australian friends, and yeah, those 200 pings aren't easy. So, all right, well, hey, we've got full 5v5 now. For Loop, we got Knock Golem, Fathead, Willow, Jake Wolf, and Saltus Maximus is in. So it will be good to see if we have any subs from Southern Cross. Probably not, but let's see when they all finally get in. As of right now, Rapscallion, Universal, and Rembrandt.
Just to point out, I believe Smax was Saltus Maximus. He was just using the wrong name. Probably just doing the pub name, not typing the full, because Saltus Maximus is quite the mouthful. So that's who was playing. So they're still rocking the same lineup. Still rocking the same.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was a little confused by that for a second there. You know, usually we are supposed to rock in with our, you know, correct name, but I don't think anyone's going to fault him for that one.
Especially during a high-stakes match like this. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, they did play the 5v4, so, you know, it's going to be a tough one. So now we are, though, on a more favored map for Loop. We are going into a waterway. Granted, I think, like you said, on the last stats that we were looking at, it was Southern Cross who actually took that waterway. Granted, don't know exactly what server they were on. But definitely some, you know, on the last waterway that we played, the top scorer was Willow and Saltus Maximus for Loop. And then for Southern Cross, it was Rapscallion and Atreyu. So don't see Atreyu today. We do see Rapscallion, unless they're going to sub in Atreyu now for the waterway. That would be interesting if they did a swap.
It's interesting that they're not playing with Atreyu. He's this really sneaky shotgun player that really works in their front lines. It'll be interesting to see if they have someone to take up his role here.
Yep, and on waterway,
he is here. Welcome,
he's in.
Atreyu.
Atreyu is in.
It looks like they got Bueller as well, so they took out Axe and Crash. And Bueller is just one of those really strong, always seeing pub type of players. And once you see him on your team, you can take a little breath because you know he'll perform. So
yeah, no, I do see Bueller a lot in a pub's moment whenever I'm jumping around there. And yeah, played Atreyu the other night as well, so definitely a solid player, especially on waterway. They did hold us off for quite some time. We were battling on the waterway last time, so interested to see how this map plays out. So I'm sure Loop is getting psyched right now. They kind of gave up the first match, unfortunately. You know, had it had been a 5v5, I think things would have gone a lot differently. But at the same time, you know, Southern Cross played a really solid payload map game. I mean, they had people on cart, 1 to 2 people defending, standing on the cart, second person ready to jump on. You know, they weren't giving up inches, and that really does make a huge difference. Rocketeer just staying on top of it nonstop. So, you know, solid all-around coordination, gameplay, and strategy by Southern Cross. You know, Loop has all of those things in their tool belt as well. But, you know, even if it was a 5v5, I don't know. You know, Southern Cross might have still taken that one. But here we are going to be going into Waterway, and it's going to be an all-out battle. So interested to see exactly who plays what position and whether they're going to be running 1 or 2 pistol snipers or no pistol snipers. Are they just going to be all out battling the whole time? Last game that we casted, there was a lot of back and forth. So any predictions for this one?
I think I'm gonna have to give this to Loop. Loop are a strong waterway team. They got the aggression, they got the strats here, and they've got a pretty top lineup for their waterway. So, and with the Dallas server, Southern Cross have the work cut out for them here.
Yep. And for any point predictions?
I think it could likely be a 3-0 for Loop, but I mean, Southern Cross also have a pretty good rollout. So if they manage to catch Loop off guard, they manage to counter whatever Loop's strats are, they could get a point, maybe 2. I mean, who knows? This could still go in Southern Cross's favor. Crazy. We've seen crazier things happen.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah, no, I'm thinking that Loop is going to take this one, especially with the server advantage. Granted, can't count Southern Cross out whatsoever. It looks like they did win the last match. I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-1 or a 3-2. That's going to be my prediction. Either way, I'm going to go for Loop just because, either way, I would definitely think Loop's going to win this one, but I always want the control point, so I definitely want Loop to win this one. This is a big wild card match. Dashers here, solid teams. Both have been training super hard. I've been battling both of these teams a lot in scrimmages, and they continuously get better and better. So, I know they've done a lot of strat talk, video reviews, so people are definitely taking it serious at this level, and you expect some superior execution, especially at this time frame in the season. So I wonder how much time they're going to take up probably doing some strat talking, but looks like a lot of people are just warming up pistols at this point. Waterway, I feel like, there definitely are roles that people play on different teams, different maps, but most likely at this point, both of these teams have been talking about this over the whole entire past week. I'm sure they know exactly what they're getting into. Looks like we're getting a little bit of some potential talking between teams, maybe a little smack talk, who knows? Fathead's in there, so I'm sure there's some smack talk happening. Shout out to Fathead.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm sure things are getting spiced up right now. Looks like we got people coming to the center of the map, and we might be, or I should say the lobby, and we might be getting a startup here soon.
Hands up, here we go. Loop versus Southern Cross, round 2.
Let's go, Waterway. Oh, Quarry.
Whoa.
We were wrong.
Completely unexpected. Well, I still give this to Quarry. And actually, this might be slightly more in Loop's favor. Loop is a Quarry team. They like the Quarries, and they are very good at Quarry. So who knows? We might see a 3-0 here.
What is that? First point?
And that was a point. Wow. And that was what, less than 30 seconds? I didn't even get to
see
what happened.
I didn't get to say anything. All right. Well, Loop going out, taking it first point in, I don't know, 30 seconds. So fantastic work by them. Not Gollum just diving in here, getting the first kill in the bottom of the tunnels, coming and getting the button press. We are now going down to our second. Another countdown.
But it looks like they anticipated this time and they stopped it. But man, that was a quick rollout. It shows you just how well prepared Loop are for this Quarry.
Yeah, and we are seeing some defensive rockets here, which definitely can play a role in making sure that you're not getting your button taken, but still going to be difficult on the offensive here. Bueller coming in, taking care of their own button. Oh, we have another countdown by Loop. So we got heavy aggression by Loop right now, holding both A, B, and C. Another countdown, quickly countered by Southern Cross. So definitely some amazing battles already. And, quick point right now, we're at 23-37 in this game, or I should say left in the game. And right now, Loop showing a strong showing.
Yeah. It looks like Southern Cross managed to get back after being shaken by that first point there. And they're countering, but they're still struggling to get B, and they're still stuck in their base. I know Southern Cross can be a very defensive team.
Another countdown right now. Are we going to get a hold? No, we're not. So, yeah, they are being very defensive. Loop coming in here. 3 people here.
And another.
Triple button hold. Oh, my goodness. It is 2.
Wow, another 2. Was it less than 2 minutes? This is not looking good for Southern Cross.
All right. Control point. Here we come. Let's go. All right, so we're 2 minutes.
Quarries we've seen.
Yeah, no, this is, we're at 2 minutes left. Or 2 minutes into the game, already got 2 points by Loop, so great showing by them. Came in 4v5 for the launch pad, but they're coming out strong for this Quarry. They're already coming in, waiting for the next point. Oh, it was cleared over A at their own base.
Yeah, at Loop's base, but Fathead quickly clearing. B
Willip
currently in the possession of Southern Cross, and they have them on their base, so. but it looks like Loop are getting ready to push. We're going to see a countdown here.
Yeah, Southern Cross actually had their own countdown the first second.
Oh,
So good work by
Southern
them.
Cross
Another
countdown.
Southern Cross. Oh,
Button
he's
hold?
finally.
Oh, but they get Southern Cross's base. So
Wow. All right, so good adjustment by Southern Cross, whatever they did. Another countdown by Southern
only,
Cross. Right
only
now.
Will. He gets it though. He gets it. Wow,
Wow.
and that was a clutch counter.
Another countdown. 2 seconds left.
And another. And another. And another countdown. Wow. Okay, so Loop barely hanging on there. We almost got a score from Southern Cross there. Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those some
Great
really
work.
good counters. Really good counters.
Atreyu, weren't we just talking about him being sneaky a second ago? So snuck
Yes.
in the corner there, being extra sneaky with those shotguns. Rembrandt coming through the tunnels here, getting set up. So great adjustment by Southern Cross. They got 2-pointed super fast, but came in with their other counter on their own. Rembrandt coming in here, getting the dive, attacking that dash area. So right now, great work by Loop and Southern Cross. Good adjustments as we're pushing into the next section of this map.
And we've seen Southern Cross really get back into this game using those kind of sneaky maneuvering routes, using and countering the routes that Loop have been using. Oh, but we're
Another
seeing a Loop
countdown?
countdown. Countered their base though. Another countdown. Another countdown. We've got 2 alive on Southern Cross. Only 1. And a button hold by not Golem. Oh my god. Okay, and Loop take it. That was
Wow.
just a very clutch hold by not Golem, showing his experience with the button holding and the domination. Wow. So that was incredibly quick, Quarry, giving it to Loop. Final scores here. Willow going 10-4, 4,000. So just really mashing those buttons. Second bragging would be Jake Wolf. And for Southern Cross, we've got 7-8 for Rapscallion going 27, followed really closely by Rembrandt. But man, you've got to give props to Loop for just how coordinated and how disciplined they are with this. That was such a quick Quarry.
Yeah, great execution. Shout out to Jake Wolf coming in ice cold, going 11-5 on Quarry in the next map. Way to go. Super clutch. That was fantastic. I didn't even get to say anything before the first point happened.
Yeah.
So...
I didn't even realize it. Just yeah. Oh man, we were just just getting into the realization that the Quarry was a map and they had already scored.
Yeah, look at Jake Wolf there waving to the camera. Super, super excited. I'm sure these guys are stoked. Are they just standing here? Are they ready to go? They're like, hey guys, let's just roll into this control point. Or are they talking about the maps, right? So Universal, I wonder if they figured out, negotiation for server, right? Did they talk about this before? I feel like nobody talks about this kind of stuff. Looking at some watches, we got
a lot of hand movements.
So no, fantastic work overall. Super excited that we're going to a control point. Loop, I would have liked a little bit more time on that Quarry, not gonna lie. It would have been fun to see a little bit more action, but solid 3-0 victory, sub 30 first point, great initial rollout, which you called out earlier, Castle, already. So, that was fantastic. Things are definitely heating up in these wildcard matches.
Oh man. I mean, every single match I've been involved in these wildcards so far has resulted in a stadium. So when we get to the point where the MMR starts to be balanced across teams, the skill between the teams is really starting to even out here.
Heart you too, Jake Wolf, bro. Heart you too, buddy. Yeah, no, agreed. I was just thinking the same thing. A lot of scrutiny on the MMR system, of course. Shout out to the board. I've been working hard to, bring this game to us and bring the league to us and enjoy the game that we love so much. But, a lot of scrutiny on the MMR system, obviously in the first cycles, but it looks like things have balanced out to the point where, we're getting some really solid matches here at the end. And if all these matches are going to control point, then that definitely means that things are, balancing out a bit. So, yep, showing today's maps again. We got Launchpad, Quarry, and Stadium. So, yeah, Stadium, man. Let me go look at the Stadium from last game. So last time, like you said, I'm looking at the stats right now. So Loop took the last Stadium 300 to 286. Looks like we're staying on the same server. So this is going to give Loop the advantage if we do stick with this server. Last time for button presses, pretty even across the board.
Oh, that was my
40.
I'm not looking at it right now, but I'm pretty certain Not Golem would have had the highest.
It was. No, I'm looking at the wrong stats here. Yeah. So when it comes to the executions, Not Golem had 42. Next on his team was Willow with 21, and then Saltus Max with 17, and then Scoops and Fathead just 9 and 6. Just shooting people on the outskirts. For Southern Cross, Rembrandt was leading his team with 31 button presses, Crash Zone 28, Jedi 23, and then Universal with 10 and Rapscallion 3. So very similar setup where you've got 3 people pushing towards the button nonstop, and then 2 others that are kind of holding the outskirts, getting kills. So, very similar strats, it appears, from just how this data and statistics line up. So interested to see, how this match turns out. Last one was 300 versus 286. So, with the server advantage, I'm edging a little bit heavier on Loop for this win.
Yes,
But
have to
you
give
can't give Southern Cross, can't think that they're not going to potentially pull something out and how much they've been working on their control point.
And want to say that last stadium was actually on Sydney. So the fact that Luke gets to play on their home server this time, and still the last time they did manage to win, we could be looking at potentially a pretty solid win here. It'll be interesting to see. It also, from Southern Cross's lineup here, they've also seemed changed. They brought in Axe instead of Uni, and actually Uni's in the booth right now. How you doing, Uni?
What's up, Uni?
Doing okay. Let's say that.
Okay.
that
Okay,
game was
Quarry.
pretty bad.
Yeah, that Quarry was rough.
To be
Oh,
fair, Dallas is the worst server ever, and I decided to sub out for Control Point because
Got it,
I just can't
got
play it.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. Well, looks like we're about to dive in right now. We're counting down. And we are kicking things off here, watching Fat Hit on the main screen. Comes in, grabbing dual SMGs. Interesting initial pickup. Right now, we've got some quick back and forth between Loop and Southern Cross. Right now, Loop is holding with 8-2, 9-2 for the first section of this control point. Axion does get the quick kill there. She's going to push in towards the center. Right now, Loop is still holding that button, so big lead already, 19-2. Gonna need a little bit more from Southern Cross here, button focus, and Crash Zone diving in. Good work there, but let's see what they can start pulling things back in their favor.
And Uni, just because we want to make sure that everything's okay, I'm going to ask you to step out until the end, if you can.
Or
Because, you...
very questionable rule, but yeah. All good.
Yeah, I agree, but just to be on the safe side, we can come in right after.
Yep.
All right, this lead is being built heavily now in Loop's favor. They nearly have 3 times the point of Southern Cross.
Yeah, 40-20. We talked about this last game. Getting this big lead in the beginning is going to be a hit to the morale. It is tough, puts you in a different mindset as you're diving into this bud, maybe a little bit more frantic as you're getting there. Right now, it looks like Southern Cross is doing a good job, fighting on the bud and really staying on top of it. So good job there, pulling a little bit of time back. But right now, it looks like Loop does have button control and is pushing 53-28 at the moment.
Struggling to get that button, but not Gollin is just on it. Sticking to that
Yep.
button as if his life depends on it.
It is, and so good work by Southern Cross so far. They have pulled back some of this lead. It is 31-67 right now, but Loop continuously just staying on top of the button. You see multiple Loop team members constantly diving in, but once again, Southern Cross doing a great job here. Lots nonstop blue streaks pushing in towards this button.
And Fathead just going on an absolute kill streak here. Currently, he's rocking a 13-5. So we know who our killers are. We know who our button pushers are. Loop have their roles down.
That is for sure. And right now, where it looks like Southern Cross has gotten some button control again. Jake Wolf coming in, grabbing that button, continuously diving in, staying completely button-centric, dancing, diving, battling around the button. So, Jake Wolf and team staying button-centric. Right now, Jake Wolf looks like he might be going for a little bit of disruption, but then immediately turns around and stays on top of the button. So good work there. Rapscallion diving in, getting this first press. But right now, we've got a 60-point differential at the moment, and Southern Cross has a lot to make up right now.
Has captured the control point.
Just look at some of the micro movements. Willow choosing to hug that button despite multiple Southern Cross being in the area. It pays off sometimes. Not getting that counter, those split little tiny points are given away to the other team. And it works. It adds up. And it's showing right now they've got nearly 70 points here in the lead. This is not looking good for Southern Cross.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the lower minimap, I just consistently see 1 or 2, maybe even 3 Loop team members constantly around the button. I see Southern Cross diving in and out, but they're either getting killed really quickly or just immediately counter button pressed by Loop. So great, effective, objective play by Loop in this moment. Southern Cross doing the same though. You see 2 people around the button right now, dancing, staying near the button, trying to get those button presses. Rapscallion diving with these SMGs. Saltus Maximus shooting from across the map, trying to get those kills. Right now, lead is extending 140 to 60 in Loop's favor.
Oh man, and they've got people completely covering the flanks as well. Southern Cross can't even get to their dash pickups, and even their health pickups are in threat here. So this is not a good position for them to be in.
Yep, right now Saltus Max is diving in the middle of the button, continuously pushing and looking at their dash pickups. So definitely part of their strategy is to always be looking towards the button and looking at the other team's dash pickups to try to take that advantage away. Fathead just continuously working these SMGs on the outskirts, getting his nice turn in there, trying to take out any flankers that are coming from a Southern Cross. Nice duck and dodge there, but quickly taken out by Renben from the sniper position. Looks like Southern Cross is crawling back here with 70 points to 174, but Loop just continuously staying on top of that button, making it very difficult. Jake Wolf, nice hand motions there, diving in the button, getting the press. Fathead continuing to work at the outskirts with these SMGs. So definitely not easy. Ooh, some good motion there by Axion, but still, Fathead just, shredding at the moment.
And we've seen Fathead kind of rocking these SMGs lately, and you can tell this guy is just completely shredding the enemy team with these SMGs. The recent buff just working in his favor, which for a player like him, and he's known to have a little bit of the tremors, you got to work around that, and he's done well to kind of mix up his playstyle here.
Yeah, no, he's definitely getting it done. Rapscallion also pulling in with these SMGs, trying to get towards that button, but right now we're already at 208 to 78. Southern Cross, apologies, not looking great for them at the moment. It looks like you are seeing more Southern Cross blue streaks diving in towards the button nonstop, but at this point they're going to need a huge hold and continuous pressure to get anything back on this 100+ point lead.
Blue team has captured
Loop,
the control
Loop
point.
not holding back at
Red
all.
team
They're
has
just,
captured
you can
the
tell by the way
control
they're
point.
dashing, the positions
Blue
they're playing
team
in.
has
They're
captured
going,
the
they're
control point.
chasing the flanks, going back to button. They've got these routes down pat.
Blue team has captured
Yep,
the
and look at this
control point.
non-stop red people just diving into this button, but Robosh is flying all over the place. Saltus Max is taking the sniper position away from Southern Cross right now. It does give two Southern Cross team members the ability to dive in on the button. We see a lot of blue streaks diving in right now, but currently 237 to 96. Loop, clear lead at this point, continuously holding down this button area.
And this might be one of the biggest leads I believe I've seen on a control point. I mean, they've got over double the points of Southern Cross. And this late in the game, this is really, this is what the result's going to end up being.
Yeah,
just
kind
don't
of the
see
nail in the
teams
coffin
make
at this
up
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't see teams making up this type of deficit this late.
Yeah, we've seen like 40, 50 points, but at this point we're at 260 with Loops. At Southern Cross is 100. Jake Wolf just getting a lot of work done here, right near the button. Non-stop rapid firing, continuously just staying near that button and just staying focused on it. I know that then when they're not, they're taking the dashes, and so great back and forth there. Axion getting that kill, diving in underneath this button, trying to get the button press immediately. Oh, good backdash there as well. But still super low and just non-stop Loop members. Oh, Axion, great double, just non-stop
here.
staying alive, doing a great job here, staying around that button, trying to get the work done for their team, but is finally taken out by Willow.
And had we seen this kind of gameplay from Southern Cross, maybe early on and consistently throughout, we might have seen a different stadium here. But unfortunately, case of probably too late, too much too late, or too
Agreed,
little
yeah.
too late.
Yeah, and we are seeing the shield. I think I saw a shield come out, so that's when you're trying to just do everything you can to hold on. 291 to 127. Jake Wolf just constantly getting work done around this button. Came in cold, but he's definitely got the adrenaline flowing. 297, 3 seconds left. Non-stop people just diving in on this button.
Last push, and that's game. And we can clearly see some frustration for Crash shown. I mean, I don't blame him. Like, this was an incredibly tough stadium, despite after going on such a good win streak with the launch pad, and then to end up here, it's frustrating. Anyways, looking at final scores and positions, to no one's surprise, not Gollum, 10,000 points, nearly 4,000 or above 4,000 above everyone else, and everyone on Loop nearly going 30 kills. So just such a strong firepower showing. Rembrandt on top, 6,000, lots of button pushes from him. Rapscallion going 2KD at 34 and 17, but Loop take it, and they will be moving to playoffs. Southern Cross, however, not out of it yet. They still have a chance. They'll face Supernova probably tomorrow and get a chance to stay in this thing. So.
Oh wow!
But yeah.
So they're jumping right into the next game.
That's right. Okay. All right. Well, I gotta head over to my. Oh, actually, Are they doing it like right now? Right now? Got it. Got it. All right. So I'll be hosting Black versus Org. So, I mean, if you're around, Vert, you can decide who you want to go commentate for.
Well, you know,
Short
just to
round.
close this one out, you know, for
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, you know, great work by both teams. It looks like they throw on some Metropolis, I'm seeing, or is it something else?
First
But
elimination.
yeah, you know, overall, fantastic work by Southern Cross on that first payload map. It was a 5v4 in the beginning, but either way, you know, it doesn't matter. They did fantastic work, held down that cart, you know, great coordination and execution. You know, we jumped into that quarry. Luke got their 15 member back. And they just, you know, did a great push, great rollout, fantastic work by them. So glad that they were able to push out that 3-0 and push us to a control point. And then in the control point, you know, Southern Cross came out strong, but, you know, Loop just continuously battling around that button and just, you know, winning those battles and staying button focused. So, you know, definitely, I'm sure not the outcome that Southern Cross was looking for after that, you know, great first launch, great first launch pad, but, you know, overall great work by both teams.
Yep. And so you need to hop back in. Do you have any comments? Any closing remarks?
It was definitely not an outcome we wanted, but it was an outcome we expected. Let's say that.
Yeah, Loop. Yeah, Loop are an incredibly strong team. So, I mean,
Yeah, as you
massive
can
respect
see
to.
in probably the YouTube chat, Aussies do not like Dallas. Let's say that.
I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I mean,
Does
that
anybody like Dallas? I don't think I don't
Yes,
think any of us
Luke
like
no, I
loves
Dallas.
don't.
Dallas. What?
I get 40 ping on Dallas and I hate it.
Yeah, no, I have like a
Yeah.
15 ping on Dallas, and it's still terrible for me. So
Yeah,
Oh man.
but yeah, GG to Loop. They played really well and was fun actually playing against them.
yeah, no,
So good
fantastic
luck to
match
them.
from both teams. And you know, for everyone watching, you know, you see this game, like go back a season ago and watch these two teams play, and just see the difference, right, in how well they're playing. And you know, honestly, a lot of us don't recognize, but the meta has changed so much, and the gameplay and the level of play is so much higher. I jokingly watch like season 1, you know, like finals, and you know, I think either of these teams might have been able to win those matches. So, you know, the game continues to evolve. You know, we're definitely elevating this game every season. So definitely glad to see everyone continuously stepping up and pushing to make this game the great thing that it is. So great work by both teams.
And I mean, you guys aren't out of it, out of wild cards yet. You still have Supernova later. You guys gonna change anything up, or how much can you share without spoiling
So
it for us?
did Supernova win or did Fear win?
Supernova one.
Supernova won? Awesome. Okay. Who knows? Probably not. Probably just go in, have fun. That's the main thing.
Awesome. Well, that's what we're looking for here. Having fun at the end of the day. All right. All right. Well, I believe that about wraps it up. Any final comments here before we close it out?
Yeah, no,
All
once
right.
again, just great work from both teams. But yeah, that's all I got from me, Vertigo. Appreciate you guys being here and jumping in and doing the cast together. Thanks, FireHorse, as always, for all the great graphics and getting everything set up for us. And Cast, always a pleasure.
FireHorse.
Uni, always good time playing with you guys.
All right. See y'all later.
See ya.
Have a good one.